Hello, my friends out there in Facebook, YouTube, Patreon land. It's time for this Sunday show. I hope you guys are well. Let me know where you're from as you're tuning in here. What part of the world are you in? I'm still getting organized. Tonight is the Patreon All Request Show for members of Patreon. I do the first couple songs publicly and for everybody. But then I go on over to Patreon to finish the show. I'm going to be doing a brand new song tonight, just the first draft, so it's in progress, but I'm excited by how much I'm writing right now. I'm juggling 3 or 4 decent ideas, and I want to start getting them off the plate, so I'm forcing myself to share them for Patreon members on Sundays so that I can get them finished and get on some kind of creative schedule so I can get the record done before the end of the year or early into next year. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia. Let's put on a little music. See what we can do here. Oh, let's see. Maybe something different today? Sure, why not?
One.
Oh, not that one. Maybe too slow. We'll do this one. There we go. Settle in. We're going to do a show in about 3 or 4 minutes. Cheers, y'all. Got Melissa Dawn from Chicago tuning in. Hi, Melissa. Stick around. I think you're going to like this show. Kathy Kalai is here. Liz Bernstein. Hi, Liz. Stacy Rico from Maine. Nice to have you all here again. Jenny is in Whitman, Massachusetts. Nancy is over there in New York. Good to see you, Nancy. Lisa Johnson's here as well. Just going to get a guitar ready. Hold on a minute. Nancy in the Bronx. Craig and family are over there in Frankfort, Kentucky. Nice to have you here, Craig. Cheers to you guys. Sipping on a little bourbon while I play tonight.
I never will forget those nights. Wonder if it was a dream.
Paul Wilberger from everywhere. He holds down the fort on the TikTok side.
I don't understand what happened to our love.
Hello from Save.
Babe, I'm gonna get you back.
I don't know what that means.
Show you what I'm made of.
I'm gonna start in a couple minutes.
Your brown skin shining in the sun. I see you walking really slow.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And I can tell you, my love for you will still be strong after the boys are
Carrie and Dave in New Jersey. Good to have you guys here too. Spread the word, guys. Jan is up in New Hampshire listening in. Hi, Jan. I hope you have a beautiful day up there. Karen, of course, who runs the home office. Thanks, Karen. Karen and I have gone a few days without speaking, but we got to hang out in Oklahoma last week. We'll try and catch up next week. Hey, folks, if you're interested, I'm teaching online next week. I'll tell you a bit more about that once we go live. Start in about a minute. Spread the word. Share it on Facebook.
I knew what love was, what did I know?
Laura is over there in Whitman, Mass. Thanks for joining us, Jenny Reigler. All right, mixing wine and workouts. Kind of like that idea.
You got the top pulled down, radio on, baby, and I
Basil Hayden.
For you will still be strong after the boys of summer
It's my bourbon.
have gone. I can see you.
Get a sponsorship.
Friends can shine in
But bubbly is mainly what I'm drinking here. And the ox mug. We're going to start in just a minute, guys. Just waiting to let people tune in. Nancy, thank you for the love and the tip jar. I can't remember. I know I owe you an email, or did I write you? I can't remember. We'll have to figure out a date. Nancy is inviting me to play her home. Still waiting on dates on that weekend, Nancy's from venues that are in negotiations, so I'll let you know what happens there. We're going to start in just a minute. We've got a little intro for you, for those of you who don't know. We do it kind of fancy here. Check this out. Hello, everybody. This is Ellis Palm in Charlottesville, Virginia. You're watching this Sunday Patreon All Request show. We have almost 1,000 members over at Patreon right now. Please join us. It starts at only $1, and they get things like a weekly from the archive piece of music or a video clip. Cool things like that. Discounts on merch, specialty shows, like we did a Beatles show. Sometimes we might do one of my albums. I've done album shows for stories. I think Chasing Beauty was the last one. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for a special show here on Patreon in August, so we'll figure all that out. All right, let's see this. Called Maria's Beautiful Mess. She fell to the mattress with the grace of an actress. You're falling like a thief from a roof. She's asking for proof. Are you staying outside? You hear mission bells. Welcome to Maria's beautiful mess on a cluttered apartment on the west side. She pulls the blinds wide. You watch as her dress falls round her. The world slows the clock, shows a wrinkle in the flow of time. She steps close, eyes closed, open like a bottle of wine. And she'll love like it's thirst, like she's never been hurt, dancing just like nobody's watching. Is this love? Is this curse? Feels like the first time falling. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. She asked you to choose it. You sang her back a Gershwin line. Now Ellen is singing holy, soulfully bringing up better times. And beneath the tunes, oh, she's smiling on an unmade bed. Says, what's in the middle that scares you? Does it dare you to take a moment and just slow down? The world slows the clock, shows a wrinkle in the flow of time. She steps close, eyes closed, lips pop open like a bottle of wine. And she love like it's thirst, like she's never been hurt, dancing just like nobody's watching. Is this love? Is this curse? Feels like the first time falling. Nobody's watching. Pull the curtains all down, let stars fall around you. She's smiling like the Mona Lisa. You can conquer this town if your feet touch the ground, but you're falling, boy. I know I see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, I see, I say, I say. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, oh, that's Guinness out on the show with me tonight. I'm just going to turn it around down just a touch. Hey, last night I got to play in Stanton, Virginia with a 4-piece orchestra. It was pretty nice. A quartet, string quartet. We played Home, and we played Drive-In Movie, and I did The Chain by Fleetwood Mac with Laurie, and it was absolutely crazy, beautiful, really good. I'm going to put some 4-string quartet kind of things on the new album as well. I'm still trying to figure out what the songs are. Tonight I am debuting a brand new song. After we make the switch over to Patreon, you have to be a Patreon member to hear it. You have to be a Patreon member to get requests tonight. All of that stuff happens over there. So I'm just going to do a few more songs here. See what we got. Nancy wants to hear Speed of Trees. We're going to play that right now, Nancy, before you go on over to the Patreon site. Karen can explain some of those for you, folks that are watching on Facebook. Karen can explain some of those perks over on the Patreon side. Like hearing songs for the first time. I'm going to be uploading also the demo of this, just the guitar and vocal demo. When the song is ready for that, it'll appear there. And then, I'll do the album, and they'll get the album version before everyone as well. Those are the kind of perks you get. And we make it easy for everybody. It's only $1 a month to start. You get more stuff as you go up the links, of course. Let's try this. It's called The Speed of Trees. Sometimes in the dead of the night, I'm dreaming that I'm flying at the speed of light. 2 seconds I'm brushing past the face of the moon. 8 seconds found on the surface of Mars. I'm kicking up the red dust, drinking in bars. Laying back, raising close to the stars at night. When I'm dreaming at the speed of light. Some days I just settle for the speed of sound. Let's step off this porch and blow a kiss to this whole damn town. I let off one of them sonic booms and break all the windows in the living rooms. Blow off the hats of the boys at the old fairgrounds. Laughing at the speed of sound. Sound. You say go. Why don't you go then? If you wanna go, why don't you decide? Pick a road. The side is in a train or a plane or a bride. Decide, 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 decide. Your love makes me move at the speed of trees. I've laid down some roots, I've grown a head full of make-believe. But if it weren't for that face of yours, I'd be rattling windows, blowing down doors, picking me air. I'm planted square on my knees, asking for the speed of trees. The speed of trees. Oh Jeannie, I don't know Dolores, but I've never been too good with names. I'm good with faces in almost every places I play, but I still don't remember the names. But tell her I said hello, tell her name I don't know, but if I saw her face, I'd remember her any place. Jeannie, I don't know Dolores by name. I know that's strange, don't know her by name, but I might know her face if I saw it. Name if I caught it, but I'm not catching anything with Dolores Hines. Her name doesn't come to mind, Dolores Hines. Not anybody I know, but in case I saw her face, I might know her, I might know her. All right, that was just a little note that I saw from Jeannie on one of the Facebook sites. She said, my daughter knows you, Dolores Hines. But that doesn't ring a bell for me. So, but tell her I wrote a song for her. Listen, my memory is like a goldfish. but I'm pretty good with faces. It takes me quite a while. And Rose out there, Rose is wondering how to get over to Patreon. Well, you just sign in. Rose, you are commenting on the Facebook page. I'm just going to do one more song. I want to tell you some of the things that are coming up on Patreon. We're going to do a special show. I'm not sure what it is. It might be a Rolling Stone night. It might be another Beatles night. It might be one of my albums night. We're going to announce that to Patreon members maybe even next week since we're closing in. But it probably won't be until the end of the month because I'm moving to a new place. I'm going to be changing this room, getting out of this rental situation and into a place of my own, which is great. And so August is going to be pretty busy with Laurie and I moving. And but I'm going to be trying to play Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday nights live streams, either from this room from the very last time or in the new place from the very first time. I can't wait. It's going to be great. If you sign up for Patreon tonight, go on over. We have a lot of special things happening over there tonight. I'm going to be debuting a new song. I wrote it about a gift I got from my friend Patty Griffin back 25 years ago. I'll tell you the whole story on the Patreon side. Because it was like a gift that saved my life and changed my life. And Patty and I fell out of touch over the years. It's been 20 years since I've talked to her, but I still remember that day and the event of her giving it to me, and it was just a beautiful thing. So I can't wait to talk to you about it. I'm excited about the song. Rose Libby, it looks like you have found it. You have. There you go. And you're on the YouTube side of it, which is great. For those of you over on Patreon watching, thank you for tuning in. I want to say thank you to Nancy for the tip in the old tip jar. Thank you for keeping my business going, this rent paid, the mortgage soon to be paid, all of those things. So I'm going to do one more song, and no. I don't know if I know what you're talking about there, Liz. The name of the paint. Oh, I don't know what this color is. People seem to love it, you know. It's almost like my daughter picked this out. This is Ella's room, or it was. She ended up staying in the room next to this one with her sister whenever she came over. So I don't know what the name of this color is, but it's quite kind of blue-greeny, turquoisey. When I move to the new place, I'll figure out. I don't know if I can live in this color in my new place, but we'll see. Why don't we do one more song here, and then I'll say goodnight to you, all of you folks. Come on over, join Patreon. That's where the hip kids hang. All right, let's see. This guitar is just, it is so monstrous. Why don't I do this one? Forgot what key I was in. Take me to a drive-in movie. Put your body right next to me. Whisper promises to me. Roll the windows down. 'Cause when you look at me like that, Kiss me and I'll kiss you right back. Break your heart, give it to me. Take me on a driving movie. Take me on a long vacation, outbound from an old train station. We'll watch the world go by till we close our eyes in a sleeping car. We'll wake up in a brand new place. You're the only one who knows my face, looking for a little salvation. Take me on a long vacation. Take me. It doesn't matter where we go. Take me. I don't even have to know. Take me slow. Take me on a roller coaster. I wanna feel my heart turn over till I'm upside down, can't touch the ground, there's no gravity. I wanna feel my blood rush, just like the first time we touched. Wanna fall over and over and over. Take me on a roller coaster. Take me, it doesn't matter where we go. Take me, I don't even have to know. Take me slow. Take me to a drive-in movie. Slide a little closer to me. Oh yeah, Guinness was in the shop for about a week, so I missed playing it. I'll say a quick goodnight to all you folks on the Facebook side of things. The best way to keep in touch with what I'm doing is by joining Patreon. It starts at only $1 a month. I know it's a subscription service, but I'm trying to make it worth your while by making it start at only $1. And, over there tonight, I'm going to be playing a song for the very first time. It's a song I wrote called The Gift, a brand new song. And I'm going to be trying to debut new songs every single week. So in the next few weeks, we'll see if that all works out. That's a lot of pressure. I'm trying to finish a song a week. See if I can write another 12 or 15 songs. I've got 12 or 15 ready to go. I want around 30, and then I'll pick the best batch of those. I'm not sure how the album's going to go down, but I guarantee you the song I play tonight is going to be on it. It just feels like it's that kind of personal song. So, yeah. Patreon there. It's just patreon.com/Ellis Paul. Just go Patreon Ellis Paul into Google. You can sign up over there. Amy, thank you for the love. And Kathy Kalai and all those folks that are watching over on the Patreon side. We'll be over there in a second. I'm just going to say goodnight to Facebook right now. One Facebook page. Good night. I have to walk down through and say good night to each one of these places. One of them was giving us a hard time tonight, so there we go. And I'll say goodbye to Twitter as well. Good night, Twitter. All right, I'm going to leave Twitch up because my friend Paul was maybe watching over there. It's just 15 of us over here. I'm grateful that you guys are here. Thank you. And I've got a new song. Maybe I'll start with that to just kind of get that out of the way. I've been packing all day. I came across this old picture of Sophie, my daughter. She must have been maybe 2 there. So cute. Those cheeks. She's 5'11" now. She's 14. She looks like she's 26. And she dresses like she's a supermodel. I'm not exactly pleased with that, but what can I do? I filed complaints with the Bureau of Fatherhood, but she ignores me. But she's, I love her. She's so much fun to hang out with. Both my kids are great. Ella and Sophie are their names. So I've got a new song here. It might be a little clunky. I apologize. This is what it looks like on paper. Look at that. Boom. And I started writing it even before I started this journal. And that's the gift. That's where I started it. All of this. And I'll probably have that much before it's done as well. It's one of those things. Well, let's try it. It was written, I was back in, I guess, 1997 when this happened. So 24 years ago, I was breaking up with a relationship, and it was a long-term, like, high school sweetheart, first marriage. I was probably 32 at the time, and my marriage kind of exploded, and I was living in Nashville, lived there for just a couple months, and then the marriage went up in flames. And I lost my mind a little bit, as people often do in those situations. And Patty Griffin called me up. She was an old friend of mine from Boston, and we met at a place called Bongo Java, and she brought me this gift, and it was like an old box, and in it were all these token like nothing that she spent any money on, just stuff that she hid around the house or maybe got at a antique shop or a thrift store or something. Just little things like a paper clip to hold things together and sage to burn away the past. And there were all these little items that were representations, tokens of totems, really, of how to handle things. And absolutely the best gift I've ever been given from anyone. And the amount of thoughtfulness that she put into it was absolutely fantastic. So I don't know. This is just the first draft. So who knows? I don't know. What I'm saying is I might have to stop. I might lose my place. I might muff the chords. But I tell you what, when I do get the completed first draft, the kind of like because this is fine for live, but I will do a version of this, just voice and guitar for Patreon members in the next couple weeks. Let's see, how was I going to do that? It's like an intro. Into this. There was a time when my life broke down. I was stranded in music town. I couldn't see where the darkness would end, or if the light would begin. She called me from a coffee shop, you know, the one at the Belmont stop. She said, it sounds like you need a friend, and I bought a gift for you. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox. Inside I heard the tick of a pocket watch. She said, all the time you need's in your hands. A matchbox to burn away all of the ghosts, and sage for the ones that hurt the most, and a cocktail umbrella for a rainy day, and a bluebird feather if you need to fly away. Fly away. They were dime store trinkets from an old thrift shop. But when I said thank you, my voice got caught. Every treasure that she revealed played out my life like a movie reel. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox. I could smell rose petals and butterscotch. She said, sweeter days are coming your way. A Polaroid, so you're never far from home. She was a little girl holding a pine cone, summer on the coast of Maine. Oh, and there was a little scotch bottle that she stole from an airplane. Open it up, open it up. We emptied the bottle right into our coffee cup. I've seen an ocean of years roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass. I can still see her falling. Let's try that again. I see an ocean of years roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass, but I can still see her hair fall in waves. I'll never forget that day. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox. Inside I heard the tick of a pocket watch. She said, all the time you need's in your hands. Matchbox to burn away all of the ghosts, and sage for the ones that hurt the most, and a cocktail umbrella for a rainy day, and a bluebird fluff feather if you need to fly away. Fly away. All right, well, that is the gist of it. And I'm wondering, I changed the course, evolved. It's to different stuff. I'm explaining what's in the first chorus. I go through stuff, and then the second chorus I go through additional stuff, and then the third chorus I repeat the first chorus. So I might make the third chorus even more the stuff that was in the box. And so I'm still shuffling. Is that true? See that curio box back there? It's got an open window. And, let me go grab my photo. I bought this curio box. I bought the curio box to hold all the stuff that Patty gave me. So that piece of furniture And this is a picture of Patty here and I, right around the time that all went down. Probably that might have been a little bit after it, but an old pocket watch. It's not the same one. So some of this stuff, she definitely had sage, a paperclip, a key. I'm trying to get all the stuff that I can remember. There was a dried rose and yeah. An interesting thing here is that I was basing this song on a couple things. One thing, something that it happens in while my guitar gently weeps. It goes from this minor progression to a major progression. And one of the things I was trying to teach myself in this song is write a song that goes from A minor to A major. And it creates a little lift when it happens. And yeah, so I did it. And I like that I can play that riff. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox. I heard the ticking. I also wanted to get all five senses in. I don't know if you noticed that, but all five senses are in there. Well, except for hearing, I guess. There needs to be a sound, but the ticking. Oh, that's the ticking. That's the sound. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox. Heard the tick and the talk of a pocket watch. She said she said all the time you need's in your hands. Yeah, that's right. And then the butterscotch is in there, and that's the taste. Well, and the scotch that is thrown into the now the smell. I'll show you. The second chorus has smell. Let me go over to that. She put a ribbon in an old shoebox. I could smell the rose petals and butterscotch. She said, sweeter days are on your way. A Polaroid, so you're never far from home. When she's a little girl holding a pine cone, standing somewhere on the coast of Maine. Yeah, so I put rose petals in, but it was actually, well, there were rose petals in it. When she gave me the gift, she gave me a full-on, there was a dried rose inside of it that was fully intact with just a couple petals off in the box. So, but I couldn't put dried rose in the song with comfortably, so I could put rose petals and it sounded a little better. So, you know, you're as a songwriter, as me anyway, because I guess as Ellis Paul, what I'm trying, my favorite songs are the ones like Maria's Beautiful Mess that are born out of these days from my life, like The Speed of Trees was, which was a day in Big Sur, California, where I'm sitting on a bluff overlooking the ocean with a woman, and who said, some days I feel like moving at the speed of trees. And Lori B was her name. God, I'm getting to the point where I'm having hard recall even on her name. Lori B, she said that we were hanging out, just friends. We were in California, and she came to visit, and it was a beautiful visit. And she's just so smart. She said something like that. And yeah, so that's where that song comes from. Those songs that are born out of your biography, it's really, those are the ones that you end up loving the most. They might not be everybody's favorite, but they're your favorites. So just like the other new one that I debuted last couple weeks, Shane's weekend, about my friend Shane who left the Mormon Church and his struggles with the Mormon Church that ensued, and that song might be on the record. I'm a little bit worried about offending Mormons with it, but it's still a true story, and I like this song a lot. It's funny, unless you're Mormon, and then you'll probably be offended by it. Hate to have that kind of thing happen, but we'll see. Yeah. And Nancy wants to hear a Conversation with a Ghost. I think I'll get to that tonight. Sure, just give me a few songs. And Jennifer Regular, thank you so much for the love in the tip jar. So anyway, I'm very excited about that song. I'm still trying to decide again on the last chorus whether I revert back to the stuff in the first chorus or do I bring in additional new stuff, because I have lots of stuff I can write about. Let me know what you think. Give me a little guidance on this. That would be great. All right, well, maybe I'll do that Conversation with a Ghost now. This is a song that Patty sang on called Conversation with the Ghost. Kathy says she likes the pine cone. There was a pine cone, and there was a pine cone in the box. There wasn't a photograph, though. And when I put pine cone, it just felt clunky. But when I put a photograph of her when she was a little girl holding a pine cone, and she said to me, just this pine cone's to remind you from Maine. So I wanted that, it happens differently in the song than it did in real life. But I think I wrote it better than maybe it was. My way of writing it is a little better than how it actually happened. All right, so Karen says more stuff in the third verse. Kathy says more stuff in the third verse. And Karen says pine cone and paperclip is tactile, so that's touch. Yeah. All right, let's try this. This goes out to Bill, who just lost a dear friend to Parkinson's. I'll respond to you in letters. I'm sorry so slow, sorry so few. In a nutshell, I'm much better. So far, the complaints I hear are few, they're few. So how have you been? Have you been to the races? Did you take my mother as your sister in braces? Wish I could have been there to see you through. Hear all those things you told me once still true. Do you remember that time? It was cold in the park, you were running a race. I was there on a lark. Who would have thought that New York could be such a small town? How have you been? Have you been to the races? take my mother as her sister embraces? Wish I could have been there to see you through. Here are all those things you told me once still true. Now who are they true? Are they true? Now Margaret is tired. Let's let her get some sleep. She's bored with these letters. Let her count her sheep. So goodbye, love. Goodbye, love. How have you been? Have you been to the races? Did you take my mother as your sister embraces? Wish I could have been there to see you through. You know, all those things you told me once, are they true? Still true? All right, Conversation with the Ghosts. Let's see here. There was Larry Gomes. Gomez says, is it Gomes or Gomez? Kate says she wants to hear what else was in the box. Well, there was a key, and Patty said, to unlock whatever's coming ahead of you. And there was a paper clip to hold things together, sage and matches to burn away the ghosts of the past, a pine cone from Maine. Patty is also from Maine. We have that in common, so she put that in. There's a little broken moose, which was another token thing from Maine, which is one reason why I wanted the state of Maine to be, spoken about. But, just because the gift was great, don't get me wrong, but describing the moose inside a shoebox was difficult. I couldn't make it work. And I tried to make the key work, and I decided to throw it out for the rose petals and the butterscotch. But it's ready to go in the next verse. So, in the next chorus, if I choose to add that extra chorus. So, and I think you're right. I think maybe that's the way, but maybe I should tag it with a bluebird's feather. I don't know. Did you like the sea glass line? That's my favorite line in it. It's God, how does it read? It's the one that I wrote today. I've seen an ocean of years roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass. It's nice, right? Memories called sea glass. Like all the edges of your memory are worn off. They're not sharp anymore. I've seen an ocean of years roll past. Now, a couple of things about it. What I love about this, as a writer, and I know this, you guys probably don't care about this, and Jenny, I'm going to get to your song here in a minute. Is that all? So listen to how I use the variations of the word sea, okay? I've seen an ocean of years. How's that going here? All right, hold on a minute. I've seen an ocean of years roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass, but I can still see her hair fall in waves. I'll never forget that day. And So there's seen, sea as in ocean, sea as in sea. I just like how I did that. And then initially I had the waves in the first line. I've seen the years like waves roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass, but then I decided to put the waves describing her hair and put ocean in the first line. So it's, I've seen an ocean of years roll past. Now my memories are old sea glass, but I can still see her hair fall in waves. I'll never forget that day. Yeah, I think I like waves better in the first line, but I really like, I like it better than ocean, but I like waves and hair a little bit more even. But who knows? This goes out to Jenny. I'll sing you the alternative choruses in a minute. My name is Robert Wilson. I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I've been living out of a suitcase now for 14 days. I walked the boulevard in Hollywood. I caught a Vegas show that was no good. Met a dancer there who starred in a drive. But I learned much more from the back. It's a Greyhound, believe me. Been here 14 days, 3,000 miles. Oh, I've come a long way, 3,000 miles. Now 21, that's as good a guess as any age that I'd confess to. Let's just say I'm old enough to get away. Back in school I found the only written truth on bathroom stalls and telephone booths. Studied a while, but college got in my way. And I learned much more from the back of this Greyhound. Oh, believe me, I've been here 14 days, 3,000 miles. Oh, I've come a long way, 3,000 miles. As you say, oh, the world outside, it's turning, and it's yours. Hey, we were put here for the learning. People talk to themselves on Greyhounds. Even the driver strains to hear. They tell the same forgotten story. Well, they follow on forgetfully. 3,000 miles. Down in Houston on comes a woman with 2 kids and a bottle of booze. She cracked them both like match heads whenever they ventured too close to her views. And I sat with a girl from Boston playing cards for cigarettes. I lost her name in the poker game, though her face I'll never forget. Never forget the view of these windows. Oh, believe me, I have been here 14 days. 3,000 miles. All right. 3,000 miles. Yeah, and I'm working on that list of songs. Let me show you one of the... Oh, where was that? Where did that one go? I'm looking at chorus 2 alternatives. Yeah, I'll show you one of the alternative choruses here. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox with a skeleton key that could unlock any door that came your way. A pine cone, so you're never far from home, and a Polaroid of us so you're not alone, and a paper clip to hold the things that stray. Bottle of scotch. She got on an airplane. Yeah, something like that. And who knows what the final configuration will be. I mean, I've got a million ideas. I kind of feel that I like the bluebird feather to fly away, but I like the cocktail umbrella. Let's listen to this, how I do this with the cocktail umbrella. She put a ribbon in an old shoebox. She put a ribbon on an old shoebox with a latchkey inside that can unlock any door that comes your way. A cocktail umbrella in case you're hit by a rainy day, and a bluebird's feather to fly away, and a little bottle of scotch that she stole from an airplane, and a little bit of scotch. Yeah, so I've got to figure out how to put those in the perfect spot for the image to shine the most, and it's so much fun because it's wordplay, and where do you drop in an image, and how do you frame an image so it doesn't get brushed aside. Like, I feel like the cocktail umbrella gets brushed aside, and I like how it lands when it's like that. So, so many choices. It's so hard to know. But I'll make it great. It deserves to be great, and I'll make it as good as I can. So, you guys heard the first draft today, and I hope you like it. And Regina wants to dump the scotch. Yeah, I can't go there, and I might. We'll find out. But I like the idea of a little bottle of scotch being in there, and then we pour it into the coffee cup. It's just got to be framed in the right way. But right now it falls in the butterscotch. It falls in the butterscotch chorus. So I've got scotch and butterscotch in the same chorus. So maybe I'll take it out there. That's a good point. So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me work on these things in public with you. That's I hope you enjoy these kind of in the back looks at how I write. But I was driving to Oklahoma 16 hours in the car just listening to Beatles songs, and I always, whenever I'm listening to things that are mind-blowing, I'm like, why don't you try that in a song? So, the George Harrison song goes like this. Again, it's that A minor to A major chord change. I look at you all, see the love that has been me, while my guitar gently weeps. I look at the floor and I notice eternal. Yeah. So that's where it goes from A minor to A major. So that's kind of what I wanted to do in the song. It's just, I know it doesn't sound like while my guitar gently weeps so much that it's played your. I've changed the chord sequence, and it's more Elton John in the verses in the chord change. When are you gonna come down? Oh, when are you gonna land? Dun 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 dun. That's more of the chord change in the verse, so it's kind of like borrowing from Elton John, and then sort of borrowing from that little switch on the Beatles, and then warping George Harrison to make it work. But chord changes, that stuff can't be, they can't claim those chord sequences as their own, because we can come up with a million songs that do that. But yes, Karen had a good note. How about a mini scotch and a mini scotch instead of saying a little bottle of scotch? I like that. Let's try that. I tried a version of that before, but it didn't quite land right. But maybe because I think I put mini bottle of scotch and it was just too much. But would you guys get it in a mini scotch if it's just like that? Let's see. A Polaroid, so you're never far from home, of a little girl holding a pine cone somewhere on the coast of Maine, and a mini scotch she stole right out of an aeroplane. Open it up, open it up. We empty the bottle right into the coffee cup. I'll have to record it and see what it sounds like, but I think that might be it's less words, so it's a little better there. So I'll take a note of that. Thanks, Karen. A mini scotch. Today I was going through a lot of old stuff because we're moving, so we're looking at old things. And Karen, I have like recordings from like 200 shows on CD and VHS, and I'm gonna. I know I've been talking about this mysterious box for centuries, but I'm gonna send it to you, so it'll be safer in your hands than mine. And maybe we can figure out a way to have them all converted to digital things, and then we can share them with the Patreon audience. It's a lot to listen to, though, so I don't expect you to want to listen to it. Just want to say that I see all you guys over there on the Patreon side, Rose and Frank Gallagher and Charland, and Frank Gallagher over there says, sea glass always seems like it has its own story of where it's been and where it's traveled from. And I like bringing in, I thought about including sea glass in the box, but I decided to use it in that memory because it's sort of a main thing as well. Yeah. Mike Doherty says, I wonder how much of an overlap there is with that box of tapes. And I think it's mostly shows on the East Coast, and a lot of shows from Eddie's Attic, from the Tin Angel, from Shuba's in Chicago, the Tin Angels in Philadelphia, stuff from random places in Pennsylvania, house concerts, things like that. There's some Boston stuff too, but Michael has probably, how many shows do you have, Michael? You must have 200 shows yourself or more, right? Recorded? Laura Brolin says, little nip of scotch. What do they call those little? It's a mini bottle? Is that what they call them? It's not mini scotch, and it's not a nip of scotch. But maybe if I said nip of scotch, that's kind of a funner way to say it than mini. Nip of scotch. Love that. See, Michael Doherty has, between what Karen has already, which is probably 200 shows, Mike's got 250 shows, and I've got 200 shows here. We've got 600 or 700 Ellis Paul shows on. That's just crazy. I wonder if there's a place where we could put all of them up and just, you know, maybe at the higher level of Patreon subscriptions, we could make them just available so that people could just listen whenever they wanted. How about that? That'd be kind of cool. Karen loves those single song things because that way she doesn't have to listen to the whole show to find the gems. Oh, and look at this. Wow. I have a box of old Super 8 or camcorder tapes. Yeah, that might be the way to go too. Yeah. Yeah. It's so strange because we're getting into this subscription generation now, guys, where, you know, everything is subscriber based and people aren't buying the physical CDs. And I guess I'm going to have like a garage sale giveaway of all the CDs in my garage. And this album might be the very last one that I do on CD. And I'll probably only print up 1,000 of them, maybe, this upcoming one. And I've still got, I think, 3,000 copies of the Storyteller Suitcase out there. I gotta get on the road and sell those. If you guys are listening to CDs, let me know. What do you do with them now at this point? Anyway, buy CDs. You're getting very sleepy. Yeah, I checked out what a double album would be on vinyl, and I think it would be $8,000, close to $9,000 to do a double album on vinyl. And that's to buy 500 copies. So, oh God, that's an expensive, those are expensive albums. 8,000, so, and I probably have to sell them. I don't know, what is that per album? It's a lot. Well, guys, I'm going to do a couple more songs here. What do you want to hear? Something gentle, hopefully. I don't have any of those left. I have, the only ones I have left have mistaken signatures on them that I had to stop, and I misspelled someone's name or something, and that's all I have. Well, this is what I love to hear. Thank you, Maria, for that, and thank you, Jean French, for that, and thank you guys. Alexandra has all those CDs, and but does not have the player anymore. So that's what's going to be happening with folks, because the players are going to break down or the cars are going to be sold, and where do you listen to CDs now? Yeah. I kept a bunch of CDs for car travel because I have like Springsteen's box set and Ray Charles' box set, and so I kept those, but I got rid of a bunch of singer-songwriter CDs of friends of mine that I'm just not listening to, and so. Dana, I don't think my voice can handle that tonight, so give me something else if you'd like. How about I do maybe a Woody song or something for you? Let's do that. This one goes out to Dana. I want to get the words right here. Go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the towns drift slowly by. Can't you hear the steel rails humming? That's a hobo's lullaby. Do not think about tomorrow. Let tomorrow come and go. Tonight you're in a warm boxcar, safe from all that wind and snow. I know the police cars you trouble. They cause trouble everywhere. But when you die and go to heaven, you'll find no policeman there. Go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the towns drift slowly by. Can't you hear the steel rails humming? That's a hobo's lullaby. Ah, that feels good in the hands, in the voice. Some songs, I don't know, I love them. Something about Woody's stuff, it's just so earnest and so honest, and I love playing it. ZZ, thank you for the love in the tip jar and your ongoing support throughout the academic pandemic. It's teaching us something, isn't it? But not all of us. I'm not being able to go back on and do my job on the road the way I want to because not enough people believe in the vaccinations. And it's probably, it's only going to get worse in those states where people aren't vaccinated. And I don't know how many people die before you recognize the need to do it. But that's where we're at. There's got to be a massive uptick in deaths before people will recognize. And even then, some won't. But I am vaccinated, and I will do select shows in the fall, just a couple weekends out of the year, and probably I'm not going to be able to get on the road like I was until I know that it's safe to be on the road and people can gather, because I don't want to kill people who come to my shows. So either the shows have to be following rules and masks only and only letting people who are vaccinated in, or I can't play them, so that limits the amount of rooms that I'll be playing in. Yeah, I'm still on the books for Club Passim, and unless there's a greater uptick there. Linda Smith, thank you so much for the love in the tip jar. Thank you for that. Yes, those shows are still going to take place. They're on the books. I've already committed to them. Who knows whether they'll be full capacity or not. They're not up for sale yet, so Yeah, Maria Gray asked me about these outdoor shows. Those are the safer shows to do. So I need to go hunting them out, I guess. But in the next month or so, I'm going to be moving to a new home, about 10 miles away, in a new place in Crozet, Virginia. Laurie and I have found a place, and we're thrilled about it. We're moving on August 12th, and right around those few days, and then I gotta build a new room to do my thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna do this one, guys. My voice is a little worn out. I think from writing all day. I was trying to get the song done in time for the show, so I'm gonna take it easy and do this one. Let's do it up here. See what this sounds like. Gene, thank you for the love and the tip jar. I want to show you guys something, what I have here. So I'm obviously looking at the computer, and I'm looking at all your comments here. One Longfellow will be on as well. That's all set up. So I watch these comments, and then over here on this side, I see all these other things, these Patreon comments for people on that side. So, and then I'm watching the screen to make sure everything is going well, and watching my mic levels here because all my gear is there and all the plugins and stuff. So there's a lot going on here. So sometimes I'm distracted by the phone, sometimes I'm distracted by your comments, sometimes by the screen. I wonder where you are tonight. I wonder if you're driving on a winding concrete river in a raft of glass and steel. The darkness interrupted by a lonely bright oasis, a full tank and a coffee, and your bag behind the wheel. Long is the road that lies between us, and many are the days since you've been gone. May the angel on your shoulder guide you safely through the night, and may the concrete river bring you home. May the concrete river bring you home. Concrete River, it's old friend David Glaser, another song that always feels good on my phone. And look at Karen's, she's even multitasking here. Facebook on her phone, YouTube on her iPad, and running up and down the steps for Patreon stuff. She's like on a Stairmaster, getting out some calories there. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We're going to be here Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Wednesday show is always on Facebook. The Patreon show, the Traveling Medicine show, is on Friday night. That's on both Patreon and Facebook. And then this show in its entirety is only on Patreon. That's how we do it. And we're going to bring you additional new stuff as soon as I get a final version, or at least like a reasonably final version of the new song, The Gift. I will put it up on Patreon only. And it might change before it ends up on the album, but I'll make sure that you guys get a good copy of that, voice and guitar, and also a good copy of Shane's Lost Weekend. Those are my two newest songs. I'm going to be working on this throughout the week. I should have a finished version of this next week, like a solid draft going into the studio that I can share with everybody. So lovely to sit with you guys. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. Have a good week. Cheers.